You are listening to the IAMKP podcast.
Do you drink normal coffee? Yeah.
I usually have like some sort of filthiness inside it.
Like what?
Just like white chocolate mochas and just all the horrible stuff.
Thanks again for coming on, Scott. It's been a couple of weeks after your fight, and what have you been doing? You just been eating shit?
Pretty much just eating. I was at college to finish off my part 2 of my scaffolding, so I'm now officially a qualified scaffolder. Dangerous thought.
That was just something like they were leading into on the before your fight, like, you know, all the promos and the conversation before it. They were they just kept mentioning that you were a scaffolder.
I've still not watched the full thing back. I've watched my fight back. I've not watched the full thing back, but people kept saying that they were like, they kept mentioning like, he's a scaffolder, he's a scaffolder, he's a scaffolder.
It's like they just clung on to it, and that was like
that was their thing.
Hashtag scaffolder.
Yeah, that was it. So
maybe you're representing all the scaffolders throughout the UK. You weren't even a full time. Well, you weren't even. What was it? You weren't qualified.
Wasn't qualified. Not at that point.
You might end up working for Cage Warriors and building all their stages.
Just building up the cage and that.
And thanks for coming to my new studio.
Yeah, it looks good, man. Check it on Instagram.
Now, I love Cage Warriors. They do a fucking fantastic job.
Mm-hmm.
Dan Hardy as well. He's a brilliant commentator and a great interviewer. Yeah. Like really knowledgeable. But that promo was like, it was terrible.
See, some people are like, I really loved it, and then other people are like, it was cheesy as fuck. I kind of liked it. It got me pumped when I watched it.
It wasn't the video aspect of it. I think it was his voiceover, because he's not really got the voice for it. Because they're using him for everything. Because he's like, he's the face of Cage Warriors essentially. But if they just paid a sound guy, a voice artist to do it, you know, it would have sounded amazing. Yeah. It's just Dan Hardy. Like, you know, he's not got the deep sexual undertones. It's just this guy that's...
I can see where you come with that. There was actually, it was obviously like aimed at like Game of Thrones and stuff for it coming out, but the guy, the producer, Matt, I think he'd done a good job. He was like telling me about the backstory or something about Game of Thrones. So it's something to do like with the Welsh and Scottish. So he tied it all in, and that's the whole reason.
It's pretty good. I never realized that. But when you're talking about it,
he's
it
like,
makes
he was
sense.
like, I'm an actual like Game of Thrones geek. So there's like not a lot of people know this because they've not really read all the stuff.
Did he read all the books?
So yeah.
Oh,
so
right. Okay.
I think he was like,
now it makes sense.
Super fan.
Yeah.
So that's how we made it, was like Scotland v Wales sort of thing. So yeah, so that's where it came from.
Yeah, because I was watching, as geeky as I am, I was watching some George R. Martin talking about essentially what it is, and it's the English, you know, against the sort of Northern English, which would be Newcastle, and then over the wall, the fucking, you know, the Roughers is Scotland. And that's what it is essentially.
That was us. We were the Ice Kings.
Have you been watching it?
I have.
Are you a fan?
I'm a fan.
Okay.
I've never read any books of that, but
I feel like you would get dragged in by your other half to it.
I did actually get dragged into it, to be honest, but I watched it, right? And I watched like maybe the first couple of episodes in season 1. I was like, this is shit. But it was like years and years ago when it first came out. I was like, nah, I'm not really into that. And but just, I think it was actually Amy, Joe's sister, obviously. She started watching it, and then we just started watching it, and just like,
it's insane how many people are watching it.
Like, it's mad.
I mean, is it really good, or is it just like everyone watching it because everyone else is watching it?
I think it's really good.
It is awesome.
It's really good. It's better than, see, I watched like The Walking Dead and stuff, and then some episodes and you watch and you're like, fuck, it's like, that's a wasted an hour of my life. You know what I mean? But that's like, you get joy of like watching it. We were watching a few things. We were watching Vikings and that, so that's quite good.
I've tried so many times. It's the same with Game of Thrones. Like you, the first couple of episodes of the first season, I was kind of opposite. I loved it, but I just couldn't continue. Like I couldn't get past the first couple. And then I think when I was in Austria. So it was like 3 years ago. Then I just binge watched them before all the 7 seasons come out. And then Vikings as well. Like I want to, it's my jam. Like I love fucking Vikings and all that stuff. But I don't know, I can't push past the first.
I've got 1 episode to watch the Vikings.
Oh yeah.
1 episode.
How many seasons are there?
I don't even know. It's weird. It's not like season like 1, 2. It's like 501, 502 and stuff.
What?
I don't know. But that's the way it is on Amazon anyway.
Right, okay. Bloody Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon. But that's what we've been watching recently. We watch Game of Thrones and then we'll stick on Vikings. But a lot of the time I'll fall asleep because I've been working all day. Just continues to watch.
It's tough to watch them when you've been like, especially one episode, you can prep yourself for it and you'll be like, right, I'm going to watch this, you know, because I love the show. And then you're like, if you try and watch something else after it, like another season, you're just mentally fucked.
Sometimes we maybe get like 2. Sometimes we'll do 3 in a night. And it's like, you're just honestly like, my eyes are rolling on the back of my head. It's sorry for Jo because she could sleep to whatever time she wants the next day, but I'm up at like 6:30.
A mother's a job as well, Scott. You can't say that.
Well, my kids are lazy.
Yeah, they don't get up till whenever.
Sometimes they get up when I leave, but
right. What time do you get up for Scott?
I get up at 6:30.
Right.
To leave at 7.
Is that like all like every day it's the same time, is it?
Same time.
And you got like all over Scotland?
I usually pick a guy up at like 7:10, so I leave my house at 7. And then we make our way through Auckland.
Is that where it is? Holy shit.
Yeah, every day.
That's pretty.
So when you were telling me come on for 6, I was like, I'm never going to get it. Because we leave there usually about 4, half 4. The time you get back, the time I drop even off my mate, doesn't even stay that far away from me.
Yeah.
But by the time I get back up to my own house, because of traffic and stuff, it's like 5:30. You know what I mean? At least.
Fuck.
That's a fair shift.
When I was working for the TP company, it's based in Perth, but you're up and down the A9 every single day, you know? Because rarely ever we stayed over somewhere, even if it was like 3-4 hours away, we'd always drive back. So half your work is basically driving up and down the A9. It was good money as well, but it's just, I think it's like a single man's job, you know, because when I was doing it, it was just before I was going to do a bit of traveling. So that whole couple of years that I did it, I was just saving and not going out.
Yeah, it's basically my life anyway, but without saving, just not going out. So,
yeah, so it's a couple of weeks after your fight at Cage Warriors. Have you had some time to sort of dissect it?
Really, I've literally not trained. I've not trained at all. I'm getting fat.
Right. Is that why you're wearing an extra large
t-shirt? I couldn't train when I was at college. Well, I probably could have, but I used that as a rest week. I was at college. I was away in Glasgow, so there was no really place I could train anyway. So I sort of just used that as a rest week, and I've not done nothing this week. So I'm hoping to get back into training like pretty soon, because I possibly have something lined up.
And have you been able to go back and look at it and sort of?
I've looked at. I'm happy with the performance.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it was unfit, but it was just like my whole body sort of shut down.
Okay.
It was just hard to keep that pace. Maybe that I started in the first couple of rounds.
Yeah.
He hit me with a body kick, which absolutely killed me. It didn't even look that bad, but honestly, it was like I felt it so bad. Like at the start of the,
I'd never noticed, because it's like you have a face of stone all the way through.
I threw a hook. If you look back, I threw a hook, and it was just like late in the second round.
Right.
I threw a hook, and as I threw the hook, it was like his knee caught me right in the solar plexus.
Right.
As he threw a kick. And it was just like both of us sort of came into each other, and then I stepped back, and I was like, see, one of the ones where you just get totally winded. Honestly, like,
it's game face, bro. Yeah. Game face.
But I felt myself actually just like going back. I was like, shit, he knows.
You probably didn't. No, I don't think anyone knew, because I was like, I mean, in the first round, I thought you did really well, even though Jack, like, great, he's a great fighter.
Yeah,
he like stopped a couple of your takedowns. You got one good one as well at the end of that round, the first one, and then but he sprung back up. He's like a fucking, a leopard.
I genuinely didn't expect his takedown defense to be as good.
Yeah. Because I like the training I've done with you, and I know how powerful your takedowns are. I didn't think anyone could stop that.
There was one where I think it was the second round. I came in and I shot right in. I got a deep grip, and he managed to sprawl and just like turn. And I was like,
that's crazy, man.
And I think that must have probably wasted all energy as well.
It could be a combination of that because you didn't look like you were tired. And
I didn't feel tired. I just felt like I had nothing. If that makes sense. No, I wasn't like breathing at my ass like I usually am. But it was just like, I don't know. I think it was the body kick that just like took all the wind.
Were you nervous for this fight?
No, I was actually the complete opposite. And I think that was maybe because I felt like I didn't really get going as well for this fight, but I was so relaxed. It was weird. I've never been that relaxed in a fight.
That's weird.
And I felt like I need to sort of pick myself up here. I need to do something. Don't know if it was like I never warmed up. I warmed up fine, but maybe you need to warm up a wee bit more. I don't know. I felt super chilled. And I think it's because I knew I was the underdog. I mean, there was no pressure on me. I felt there was always the pressure on him. And that's maybe what made me feel a bit more relaxed. I don't know. Right. Or maybe even just getting used to it.
Because when I was watching, you were like, we were laughing when you came in.
Well, have you seen the video I posted on Instagram? Like, there's guys like fucking giving us the finger. And they're like, "Yeah, fucking wanker." Right? Or, like, honestly, like I walked past and I seen like a finger. Then I seen a guy giving me the wanker sign, and I was like, "Fucking hell!" So that's when I started laughing, and it's just like had to take it in. Like, and I sort of thought to myself, I was like, if this was in Scotland, it'd be exactly the same, opposite way around. You know what I mean? So that's how I started.
Definitely, if it was you that was like, you know, even if it was you fighting for the title in Scotland,
it'd be the exact same.
People would like firebomb the cage if you lost. But you've said this before. You're used to that. Like you've always travelled to have your fight, so you've always been in enemy territory.
I still felt relaxed. Like if I was getting a wee bit of booze when I was there, but you tend to not really hear them. You know what I mean? And you feed off his, like when it's like, when he comes in, it's like, I could hear that more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It sort of spurs you on a wee bit.
It was a big stage though as well. Like
big stage, big.
How many people were in that?
I think it was, sure it holds like 5,000. I'm not sure if it was sold out, but I think it's like 5,000.
Is it like what venue is it? Is it like
Arena. Right. Viola Arena or something it's called. It's big. It's a big arena. It's bigger. It's maybe like 2 times the size of Dundee.
It seemed like they knew sort of what they had in their hands with that fight, you know, that bantamweight title fight, because they were definitely putting the time and effort into promoting it. You know, it seemed like they were stepping it up a notch for that.
I think they were maybe making a big deal of the fight, because I think either of us could have went to the UFC after us after the win. So it was like a win-win situation for them. If I had to beat Jack, then the UFC possibly could have came and signed me. Yeah. And I think they will sign Jack. Yeah. I just think it's a wee matter of time.
Yeah, because he's been, is it undefeated now?
Undefeated 11 and all.
Yeah. How much sort of tape did you watch before?
I watched a good couple of his fights. I knew he had good back control, and I worked with that. I was over in Team Alpha Male. That's what I worked, and it was just like one of these things where you just, in the heat of the moment, it's just fucking, you're like, made a stupid mistake. And he was in, I think he was in like half guard or something. And he just slid his knee through it easy as fuck. When I watch it, I'm like, why the fuck did you let that happen? And then he sprawled his hips right into my solar plexus as I was on the deck when he was in mount. So that was just still hurting from the kick. And he started throwing shots, and I just like turned my back and gave him my back. Yeah. So when you watch it, you're like, fucking idiot, man. But it's one of these things that just happens in the heat of the moment.
Yeah, I think if you guys had fought like 5 times, you know, it would have went different, you know, a number of those times.
I think so. I've already said, like, I think I'd beat him in a rematch. But yeah, obviously I don't deserve a rematch right now, but
well, you're the top of the chain though. Like, you know,
I've got another fight kind of booked. So we've been discussing it today with my manager, so it's not too far away, but it's not been confirmed yet, so I can't really say no. But I should be on the London card. It's a person that I've been booked to fight before.
Right, okay. Did they pull out?
They pulled out.
Oh.
Right. So I don't even know if it's been booked. I don't even care if they watch it or not. But the guy pulled out on the Wednesday the last time of fight week.
Yeah.
So we'll see if it goes ahead. And I've said to Cage Warriors, like, look, I'm not doing a fight camp to not get paid.
Yeah.
Like, I've put in my contract, like, fucking, I've got to get some money if he pulls out. He has fought since. So we'll see how it goes.
I saw the post you put up about sort of like the week before you fought, and it was mostly to do with the sort of money and the charges you're incurring because you're going to have to like do all these medical tests and all that sort of thing. What's the story with that?
To me, that's the bullshit side of Cage Warriors. It's good. It's a safe MMA, right? So you need to do blood tests, you need to do your brain scan. I think it's an MRI, an MRA, and something else, right?
All the MRs.
Yeah. A brain scan anyway, right? So you get put in this like wee tunnel, and you sit there, and it goes on for ages, and it's like loads of loud noises.
Right.
Whatever it does, it takes a brain scan anyway.
Takes a 40.
Yeah. And obviously it's to check if you've got any bleeds in the brain. I'm all for it, but it's dear. You know what I mean? It cost me £500 to get everything, right? That was a blood test and that as well. Then it cost me money to go to Manchester. You know what I mean? So there's like £100 in petrol anyway. And then you've got your eye test on top of that. Luckily, I know somebody that done that for free, but I think it cost me all in was like £700.
That's insane, man. Before you even go in, like how many... That's like running your own business, essentially. You know, you're having to fork up £700 before you, you know, buy stock or whatever.
I thought it was every 2 years, but seemingly it's every year.
That is insane.
But it's every 6 months, or every 6 months you need to do blood tests. So even from 6 months from that fight there, I'm going to need to get another blood test.
That's insane.
Which will probably cost me more money.
Depending on how often people fight, you know, that can be quite a chunk off their pay.
I'll tell you straight up what I got from my fight. I got £1,000 from my fight.
Really? Which
to me is fucking shit.
That is.
Right?
Yeah.
It's really bad. But there's 700 off that. You've left with £300.
Yeah.
I went away to California.
That's unreal.
There's me minus £2,000.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's expensive. I've got a family obviously to feed, and these things, they cost money. Luckily, I got over to California with sponsors. Sponsors helped like loads with that. But
if you weren't working on the side of it and had sponsors like you do, you'd be in a hole, essentially. You might not want to fight. It'll cost you.
I'm getting to that age where I'm like, am I too old? I'm never going to quit, because I would never be able to live with myself knowing that I'd never even tried, you know what I mean? And I think I could still make a living out of this. I know that I'm not supposed to be on building sites, but that's why I've done my scaffolding thing, just something to fall back on. I've just passed my level 2 for my gym instructor and that.
That's cool.
So I'll be doing PTs.
Are you advertising at this point?
I am.
But then,
and I'm possibly about to open a gym.
Oh yeah, I've seen this Omega
Gym in Perth. So we've got a venue.
What's the name? Omega Strength and Conditioning.
Omega Strength and Conditioning. Omega Fight Team.
You know, Omega means arsehole in Spanish.
No.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
So yeah, it was just like, I think it was the whole Team Alpha Male. So I was like, something that I could tie in with that, but not
ripping them off.
Yeah. So I was like Omega, and then I read into the meaning of Omega.
Yeah.
And I was like, that kind of suits me anyway.
And can you tell the kind folks?
It's basically like instead of needing to be number one all the time, you can like still be good and be like kind to people, you know what I mean? Okay. Sort of thing. Looking at it's deep.
Oh, it's deep, man.
Deep meaning.
Are you saying you're deep?
I'm deep. So Perth, obviously, I don't think it's got anything like that.
No. I'm surprised it's taken this long for Perth to have something like this.
So I'm going to be doing like kids classes, MMA classes, wrestling classes. I'm going to hopefully get like kickboxing classes going. I want everything. I'm not wanting just like MMA. I want people to fight out in my gym. as a boxing team.
Right.
I would like to people to fight on my time as like a Muay Thai. You know what I mean? I'd like to have a jiu-jitsu team.
Are you going to have like individual coaches for those things?
Yeah. I'll be coaching a lot of the stuff. But there will be other coaches that come in that teach certain things. Things that, because I can't be there all the time.
Yeah.
There's going to be other people. I've spoke to a few boys that I can get to come in. But
smart, man.
Yeah.
You know, because you're sort of like disillusioned by like fighting for the money that you fought at and then having to fork out this money beforehand as well. So it's smart that you're doing all these different other things out with it. I'm surprised you have any time to do anything.
It's going to be a gym as well.
Right.
So it's not just going to be an MMA gym. It's going to have weights, treadmills, like aerodrome bikes, whatever they're called.
Aerodyne.
Aerodyne. Is that the one?
Welcome to the Aerodome.
Aerodrome bikes. Yeah, so it's going to have like stuff like that, row machines, and so your average guy can come in and use the gym, or your average woman can come in and use just the gym. And then maybe if they're in the gym, they're like, oh, well, that class looks maybe like good for me. It's just hitting pads. You don't need to wrestle about with guys. You know what I mean? Like, I think that could be appealing to people. Yeah,
that's cool, man. I think that's how you start to get more clients by doing that, is diversifying in a gym.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the times with MMA, you don't see a weights room in the gym, or in like a sort of traditional bodybuilding gym. You'll never see any of that stuff around there.
Yeah.
And that's what mostly like women and sort of people who are working office jobs and all this sort of thing are interested in when they go to the gym and then they see somebody hitting the pads. You know, how good's hitting the pads for a workout? It's amazing.
I think a lot of women just think but women especially, like, I think it's going to be just all big scary men. I mean, where you can have like a pad class, like we're going to do like a bags and pads class, so it's just you're only hitting pads. You don't need to hit anybody else. Nobody needs to hit you. You're holding pads for people. You're learning how to hold pads at the same time as when people's hitting pads. You know what I mean? And it gives them both some to feed off. Yeah,
that's great. When did you? Is it open actually, or is it?
It's not open yet. We've got a venue. We're waiting on the planning permission for change of use, which is, I spoke to Paul yesterday. I think it was yesterday.
Mr. Garvey, is it?
Mr. Garvey, Paul Garvey. So I spoke to him. I spoke to him yesterday, and he's saying that it's looking quite promising. So
that's cool.
He's been emailing out to all these like counsellors and stuff, and trying to play on the whole thing about it's going to be for community, so kids classes, the women's self-defense classes and stuff like that. So it's not just going to be a gym, because I think somebody's tried to open a gym up there before, and they've got refused. So
you're going to have to show that it's slightly different.
Yeah,
but they'll lap that up, and you're not just saying that for it to pass. You know, you're actually going to offer.
No, that's the things we're going to do.
So, just to bring it back to your fight, there was something that Dan Hardy said, and it was just in reflection of what you're saying about starting a new business and all this thing, and it was just like how much can you be sort of getting out of training if you're still a scaffolder, you know, and you're working sort of part-time, full-time while you're trying to fight, and then Jack, who's like a full-time MMA fighter essentially. Do you think? What do you think about that and what he said?
He's got a point, obviously.
Do you think would be a difference?
I think there'd be a big difference. Obviously, if I could train full time, if I could train 3-4 times a day, you're going to notice that from like once or twice. I mean, like sometimes it's twice. I maybe sometimes I can get 3. If I get like maybe a run in the morning, I could do 2 sessions at night. So maybe I'll do like a pad session with Sloane or whatever, and then I can do my weights with Adam, something like that. So there's your 3 sessions in a day. There might only be 3 small sessions, but you've still got 3 sessions in for that day. But it's going to be the rest period, like the period in between where I could rest, so I could maybe get up in the morning, have a good training session, and then like maybe go back to bed. You know what I mean?
It's so important.
I could just sit and just like chill and just relax, or even go to a spa or something like that. You know what I mean? Just something that I can go and sit in a jacuzzi. Like,
you want to go to spas, do you?
Yeah, Fresh Ink Medi Spa. I can go there. Room sponsor.
So how was your trip out to Team Alpha Male this time as well?
It's amazing.
Yeah,
it's always amazing. Like,
did you spend a bit more time in there? Sorry to interject.
No, I was like 3 weeks.
Okay.
So every time I've been out, it's been for 3 weeks. This time I did not get the weather, which was a bit of shit. It was raining quite a lot.
Where is it? LA?
It's not LA, it's Sacramento.
Oh, okay.
So it's like a wee bit in north.
Okay.
But it's still amazing. Like the people make it, I think. You know what I mean? Everybody's just like so happy. Everybody's happy to help you. Everybody's like there. You know what I mean? To do the same thing. We're all on the same sort of journey. So it's not like I'll wake up sometime like on the weekends or whatever, and your pals are like, "You want to come out for a beer?"
Yeah,
because they've nothing really going on in their life except want to go out for a beer. Whereas like they can go like, "Well, you want to do a wee bit of training here, and then we can go and grab some food, and then we can go train later on." Like they've got this,
the focal point.
They're all there for the same reason. There's guys that have moved out from like Nebraska and stuff. They've moved to Cali to go and train there. So that's what they've made that move so they can train. So that's what they're going to be doing. You know what I mean?
Even though it's like 3 weeks, do you feel like you benefit from it as well?
I feel like a benefit every time I go.
Right.
There's always like new wee drills and stuff when I go over. The sparring's it's amazing over there. It's a lot harder than sparring.
I can only imagine.
And it's different as well, different body types. Like when you spar with the same guys, you sort of get to know what they do a wee bit.
Yeah. It's like people always like Connor's always been like, oh, you know, it's just I'm always going to stick to the same gym and all this, and he's not really getting the bodies in. You know, he's not getting the different bodies in. I mean, you're dedicated to your gym that you fight for, but at the same time, you're benefiting yourself by going to different gyms and training with different bodies.
Yeah. I always believe in training at different places. Like, I think for this next fight, I think I'm going to travel a wee bit more and try and. For the last fight, although I was over at Team Alpha Male for the first 3 weeks of my camp, I never really went anywhere else. It was like hitting pads with Malone and doing weights with Adam. Yeah. And then I was never really getting sparring with the DMMA boys, but I was never really going anywhere else, like through Scottish Hit Squad, through a higher level, like getting top level, like striking, top level grappling, you know what I mean? Like, guys that I never trained with. So, like, when I'm sparring at DMMA, like I says a minute ago, like, people know that I'm going to try and take them down. You know what I mean?
Really?
Though. Really. So, they're constantly, like, on the back foot, waiting for the takedown.
They're not trying to hit yet.
That's it.
Yeah.
And they're never going to try and shoot in on me. Whereas if I go to, like, someplace over there, like, that might be their strong point. You know what I mean? So they might try and take me down.
Plus, you know how they are gonna, like, their weak points when you take them down as well. Like, you're just gonna go straight for that. Yeah, and it's hard. Like, you sometimes I think you have to play a game with yourself almost sometimes to not do certain things that you know would immediately get someone down on the ground or whatever in sparring or whatever. I
feel like now when I'm sparring, I don't even like to shoot at all. Right. I prefer to just stand up, and it's probably changed my game a wee bit, you know what I mean? But it's because I'm so used to the guys, and they're so used to me shooting on them. Yeah. So I'm like, well, I'll do something different. And at the same time, I'm trying to improve my stand-up game as well.
Yeah, that'll help. It's definitely something that you can see in the last couple of fights. Especially the one before Jack, that was just unbelievable. No, it was the one before that. You got the armbar in the last one, didn't you?
Yeah, the armbar was the last one.
Yeah, the one before that was just fucking...
That was good.
It's definitely a turning point. I think we spoke about it before on this, but it was definitely when I could see like a switch in you. I've seen you in sparring and doing the same things, but it was something that you start to believe in your hands a bit when you were thrown in that fight.
I just think before that fight, I've never really had the chance to like stand and strike with anyone through my whole amateur career. Everything it was always like shoot, take them down, finish quick. That was always the goal, and I think that's maybe, I don't know. It's helped my longevity of like my MMA career.
Of course. Like you've got through fights without having to take any punishment.
You need to realise that you can be in these wars sometimes, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That was good for you, that fight.
Yeah.
You know, because it was 3 rounds last, you know, sort of part of the last round that you got that, and it was great. Do you know the girl who fought on the same card on the last Cage Warriors that's been training?
Corey.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you trained with her?
Yeah.
That was a really good fight as well.
Yeah, I've not watched that back yet. I know she won. I was sort of watching it at the same time when I was warming up. So I was just like popping my head out because there was a TV like right at the door. So I was like popping my head out and I was seeing if she's won. I was like, she won yet? But it was weird. Like Corey trains at Team Alpha Male, but she also trains with Jack.
Okay. Oh,
so she trains with Jack. But when I was out there, she came out. So I was like putting on my Instagram story, like putting up like a snake and that, snake in the camp and that. Yeah, so it was obviously not very pleasant for her to watch two guys fighting, but she sees it like everybody else, like me and Jack do, like sees it as a sport rather than like two people going to fight to kill each other.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, but it's a sport at the end of the day to me. And there's no reason why you can't still be friends with somebody that's you're going to punch in the face.
Had you sort of spoken to Jack before you'd fought? Like,
not really,
other than, you know.
No, I'd seen him. I'd seen him at Cage Warriors Wales when I was fighting Josh, but then he was Josh's teammate, so it was like.
It's very incestuous, the UK MMA scene. Like, it's just, you can't go anywhere without someone being.
So it was like I would say hello and that. Obviously, I knew who he was.
Yeah.
But it's just one of these things.
And you spoke to him afterwards, I guess.
I spoke to him afterwards. We were in getting my medicals and that together, and says to me like, that's the hardest fight I've ever had. And he was like, I said, yeah, until you fucking caught us with the body kick. So we're having a laugh, and he's like, oh, well, you caught me with a good 1-2 at the start. And he's like, I was seeing stars, and I was like,
shit.
Yeah. But when I watch it back, I'm like, oh fuck, I should have followed up on this. But you don't realize that you've hit them like hard. Sometimes it just feels like nothing.
Nothing, like going through butter, essentially.
Yeah.
If it's just that bluffing game, like you covered up that body kick really well, and he covered that 1-2 at the start really well. And if you'd just known these things in the fight, you probably would have like just done something differently. But
it's having that killer instinct, but no want to blow your load in. You don't want to,
like Game of Thrones season episode 2, 3. Sorry.
Not that much.
I've got a bone to pick with it anyway. Okay, got it.
So it's like you don't want to use all your energy trying to finish up a fight, and then it doesn't happen, and then you're fucked for the rest of your fight. So it's choosing your moments. You know what I mean? Realizing when they are actually hurt, and it's obviously just being like fight smart. Yeah. So
and it's hard to see when they're hurt as well because you're so focused on what you're doing.
The guy's obviously trying to hide every second of it. But I suppose it comes with experience.
What do you feel like you did positively in that that fight?
Or him?
You, obviously.
Me. I felt I put the pressure on him good. I felt my striking was quite good. Apart from when he caught us with that body kick, my striking seemed alright. And I did start to. It was like he got his range a wee bit more in that sort of end of the second round. Yeah. I was missing a lot more. The negatives, what I see from it, I should have been throwing more combos. I was throwing like one punch, one kick. You know what I mean? And I was working on like a lot of stuff with Sloane. I was working on combos. I was working on moving off to the side and then following it up. But I never done any of it.
It's just hard to get away from what you've your bread and butter when you're coming up. You know, it's hard to get away from that. It's not that it's terrible. Like what you've done is amazing. Do you know what I watched today? Actually, just sort of because I knew you were coming on, I was watching your older fights, and up came your Dean Begg one. Remember? Yeah, that was
37 seconds.
You look so young in that. You got this blonde hair. You're wearing these like long surfer shorts almost.
That's the MMA shorts back in the day, man.
They looked longer than you though.
Yeah, they're like. The Venom shorts. I've still got them in my drawer.
Really? Is it the white and black
Go need to throw these out.
Just wear them. They'll be your lucky.
I've never ever wear them. They just sit in my drawer. I was like, right, these are gonna like go to charity or something.
And so what was it I was watching as well? The first Anderson Silva and Chris Weidman. You know when Chris beat Anderson, and it's the first time I've seen it since the actual fight. And I was just like, man, like before this happened, Anderson was like untouchable. Even though Chael Sonnen, pretty much beat him up for 5 rounds. Yeah, he got him the triangle, and that's just a perfect story for end to that fight. But just up until that, it was like there was this air about Anderson Silva, and he's just unbeatable. And then all the way through the fight as well, like he was pretty much moving the way Anderson moves, and then he's got caught in the chin, and that was it. Just Anderson's legacy.
See, from there it's weird because Weidman's done nothing.
Nothing.
He's literally done nothing. That was like his big moment. And then I think he fought him again, and that's when he broke his leg. Yeah,
it's like MMA math. Like you think because he beat Anderson Silva, he'd be the best. Was it welterweight? No, middleweight. Ever. Like he would be the best, and then he just didn't do much.
That's it. I think every person has got a person that could beat them.
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah,
apart from Khabib.
I think no, there'll be someone.
But there's
they
definitely going to be someone. Yeah, just like someone's just that someone might not beat everybody else, but that someone's going to beat you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think there's someone out there to beat everyone.
Prime example of that, DC John Jones. DC's a fucking monster, right? Undefeated at heavyweight and just went through everyone at light heavyweight. John Jones twice stopped him. He just can't get past him.
But who's going to get past John Jones?
I don't know. Maybe he probably won't be able to get past himself. If anybody's going to ruin John Jones's career, it's going to be him.
I think he's already ruined it a wee bit, but you can't fault the fighter that he is. You know?
He's amazing.
He's so good.
I wish he would just embrace the sort of the bad guy. Yeah. You know, if he just took that on a little bit more.
He seems a bit fake.
Yeah.
But I still like him.
No, he's awesome. People are saying Izzy could beat him. You know this Israeli Adesanya.
Nah.
I wasn't really.
I think John Jones will just wrestle.
Oh yeah, he's like a bigger, more like powerful version of Izzy. You know, Izzy's quite thin. He's like a technical master, Izzy. But I wasn't that impressed with him when he fought Anderson Silva. You know, he was supposed to beat Anderson. You know, he was a younger, better, stronger, faster, and it just. I don't know. I just didn't see that much. It was a great fight, but I just
good fight with Kelvin Gastelum.
What a fight, man!
That was good. Like
I was off my chair screaming in the morning before I went to work. Like, fucking go on! It was great.
That was a really good fight.
Cowboy as well at the weekend.
I've never seen that yet. I know you won, but I've not seen it.
I'm so on board with the Cowboy train now. Like for years, I was like, I don't like the whole "I'll fight anywhere" attitude, and you know. But now it's just I've warmed up to him. I think it's because he's done like Dad Cerrone now. You know, he's got a beard. He's got a beard in his
That's all you need. Just grow a beard to the kid.
So Dad Cerrone, I'm all for now because I've got something to root for with him now. He's like in the sort of latter years of his career now, and he almost could get to a title maybe eventually.
Yeah. How old is he now?
That's a good question. Actually, I would say like 30. Maybe he's like 20 something. He's just like had a hard life.
I think he's like late 30s.
So
see, these guys like they're still winning. That's what sort of pushes me on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't feel like I'm old though.
36.
Is he 36? Yeah. See, he looks like he's 36.
Yeah. He
looks like he's like 40 odds.
I think I don't know. Like how long did Faber fight for? You know, he was like 30. Is it
30?
What is he now?
9, I think.
39.
He's thinking about a comeback as well.
Is he?
Don't
call it a comeback. He is.
He's competing on Polaris.
Is he? Who's
against, what's the young guy's name? Oh shit!
Is it who's he training with?
I can't remember. He's like super young, so he's like 18.
All right,
but he's been like spanking guys pretty much.
So Faber's 39. So how many years ago did he quit? 4, 3,
something like that.
So he was say 30, 35, 36. You know, and he was still looking fucking. I think it was just all the wars he'd been in. Because Faber had been through like everything. Remember, he broke both his hands and then had to keep elbowing like Jose in the face. No, who was it?
Mike Brown.
Mike Brown. That was like, yeah. And I think it's just that thing where you only get like 10 years in MMA. I don't think it really matters what age you sort of get to.
I've been doing MMA for like 9 now.
Right. Okay. But not seriously.
Nah.
Like, when did you start? Like,
no, still not even seriously.
According to Dan Hardy, fuck it.
Still a scaffolder. I'd say 2016. As 17 maybe when I started taking it properly serious.
Right.
Like I knew I was fighting pro in 2015, but I think like I was always there. I was always wanting to be a fighter. I was always wanting to make it to the UFC. Like that was always the goal. At the time when I never knew about Bellator, about like all these different organizations that are coming about now that are just
Cage Warriors that you're signed to. Cuff.
Yeah, but like Cage Warriors is a great platform, great show to fight on, great exposure. But to me, they need to pay their fighters more money, and I think they play a big factor on that. They've got really good exposure, so people are wanting to get on that stage and fight for Cage Warriors. And again, it's a great show. Everybody that works on Cage Warriors is all great. Like everybody helps you out and stuff like that. Everything's great about Cage Warriors. Just the money's not.
Yeah,
that's the only thing for me that puts me off Cage Warriors. Like I'd happily fight for Cage Warriors for the rest of my days if they're gonna pay me enough money.
Pay me the money, bitch.
Show me the money.
It's tough, you know, when you get to that point in your career and you're having to sort of make that switch. You know, when you're younger, in your mind, you're just like, I don't care what I get paid. You know, I just want to fight. Yeah. And then as you start to get older, and then your sort of priorities change slightly. Not that you don't want to train as hard or anything, but the sort of external factors affect you more because, you know, you have kids, you have a wife, you have like a job, and you have to have a career as well and the side of that. And then you're just getting paid what you get paid. And then you have to make that switch in your mind eventually, like, fuck, this is not good for me. Like the money.
At this, what?
You don't want to feel like a bitch for moaning about it.
Yeah, when I first signed with Cage Warriors, I was like, right, I don't care about the money. Yeah, I'll fight for Cage Warriors. 5-fight contract. I was like, right, this is great. I'm fucking signed with Cage Warriors. Like, I grew up wanting to fight on Cage Warriors. That happened. You know what I mean? So I've ticked something off my bucket list.
What's on there? What's the other things?
That's just one of the things. Yeah, she's one of them.
The other one's sexy.
So, fucking, yeah, what was I even on about?
Sorry, I interrupted. You were saying that you ticked that.
Yeah, so I ticked that off the box, but like you're saying, it's getting to that point where I'm like, I need to make this jump from either working or training full time, having no money, or working and getting money. You know what I mean? So, and I was like you said, I've got a wife, I've got kids. I need to support them through things as well. And it's like, if I quit my job, which I actually did before my work, I was like, fuck this, I quit. I'm just going to train. And that was like the 2 weeks up to my fight. But then I was like, okay, I never won. Gonna get my job back. But nah, I spoke to him and I was like, look, I'm just not, I don't enjoy scaffolding. Like, this is not really what I want to be doing, but hopefully I'll get maybe more time off for the next fight. But it's, again, how do I feed my family if I'm not working? Like, it's not like I'm going to get benefits because I'm still got a job, but you know what I mean?
It's a tough position to be in.
It's like, do I be selfish and follow my dream, and then like my wife and kids need to suffer for that, or do I just do what everybody else does, is to just settle? You know what I mean? But then I'm like, I'll be pissed off at myself for just settling and just realizing that I've not followed my dream.
And I think on top of that as well, you've gotten this far, and then just off the back of how you're training now, it seems like sort of not silly. It seems silly, just to not follow that through. You know, it seems
I'm 100% like going all the way. Like, well, UFC was always the goal, right? And it still is. I think maybe 2 good wins, I could possibly be back in the mix. But there is other organizations now that I'm like, well, I could possibly go there. Unless Cage Warriors want to pay me more money.
But
I'd be happy. I'd genuinely be happy to fight on Cage Warriors all the time if they would pay me a good sum of money. Yeah. But there's other organizations that are willing to pay that money, and you can get more money. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know if you've had any sort of like any whispers of like the UFC sort of know who you are or anything like that? Or,
oh yeah,
because I've done UFC fight pass.
Shouldn't say, I'm not sure if I'm meant to be saying or what, right? But I'll just go out and say it. So, seemingly, my manager was speaking to Sean Selby, and he was basically saying like he's going to keep an eye. He was going to keep an eye on the fight. So he knows that Jack's good. He knows that I was fighting Jack, but he's like, Scott's not really beat any like great guys. So I went over Jack could possibly.
Yeah.
I could have probably got me signed for the UFC, I reckon. But you can't go off that, you know what I mean? So
I think looking at that fight, my honest opinion is that's the only difference between someone who trains every day and someone who's like working as well as training on top. You know, I don't think it was anything on your skill or conditioning or anything like that. I just think it's purely down to like.
I think it was just a stupid mistake.
Yeah,
it was one thing. I think it was a kick I threw, and he caught the kick and he took me down. And it was like, see, one of the ones where you like go put your foot back on the floor, and it's like you slip. You know what I mean? That was like the takedown it got, and I was just like straight into mount, and then straight fucking turn my back, give my back. It was just like at the highest level, you can't really afford to make these wee mistakes.
No, but that could have been, you know, an extra training session, you know, where you're drilling something, or if you maybe been late at work and you're sort of not getting training at night, that could have been starting that. You know, it's, you don't know where those things even out, and those things don't happen in the fights. It's
100%. I think I'll take more time off for this fight. See where it goes. I've got, like I say, I've got 2 fights left in my contract, and we'll see what happens from there. I'm hoping to win, obviously, both. The thing with Cage Warriors is they've not got a lot of shows that are on. So I think this one, and if I didn't fight on this one, it was going to be September.
Right.
So I was like, it's a bit long for me to be waiting.
Yeah.
I'd rather get back in there. So 29th of June.
Is that when you're
in the London card, I think. Okay.
I've seen Chris Duncan had a bit of, is it an issue with getting on one of the cards as well?
Cage Warriors?
Yeah, is he not signed to Cage Warriors?
Oh, Bellator. He fought on Bellator.
Sorry. Yeah, because he was posting on Instagram.
He fought on Bellator in Ireland.
Yeah.
And he destroyed the boy. He just ran through the boy.
He looks like a tank as well.
He is. He's an absolute tank. I sparred with him, and he almost killed me with a head kick. It genuinely like hit me and just landed on my ass. Just fucking seeing 3 of them standing on. I was like, shit. But yeah, he's strong as fuck. As you just look at him, and just, you know what I mean. But he's very good. I think he'll go really far in this sport. But he's like me. He's like wants to make money for it.
Yeah,
like he just named. I think I spoke to him before. He's like, I don't care if I'm in the UFC. He's like, if I'm making money, then I'm doing what I want to do. You know what I mean? So I think he should have probably been on one of the Bellator London card.
Yeah, because he was posting saying that, you know, I'm sitting here, you know, I don't know what's up. You know, I wish I could be fighting on this. And then I don't know what the story was around that.
I couldn't tell you, mate, to be honest. I wouldn't want to say something, because I thought he had a fight on it, but it obviously fell through or something. I know he's not actually signed to them. Like Chris Bungard is. He's not. I think he only signed the 1 fight contract. I'm not 100% sure on that again, but I think he'd run through a lot of guys in that Bellator, like a lot of them.
He fights? Was it trains at Starline? Is it MXP?
MXP.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
He trains quite a lot of places. He's like me. He travels. He knows there's not going to be a lot of guys in his wee gym in Stirling. You know what I mean? So he's coming through Dundee. He's done some sparring in Dundee. Like me and him and a couple other boys from Dundee, we travelled up to Ross Houston's gym. Just all jump. Yeah.
The Hitman.
The Hitman, Ross Houston.
But this is what you're saying as well, that you're training and then having to travel across Scotland. That's a lot of money on petrol and all these things. And
fuel costs.
You might have to stop driving a stupid car.
I've got a great car. An Audi, mate.
No, but like a smaller one, like a 1.4.
Yeah. Just get
a puggy.
Just get a moped.
Leave
3 hours early.
Just a bunch of MMA fighters on a band of mopeds.
But you need to travel. There's just not enough guys in Scotland to train with. Like, see, when you're over in Team Alpha Male, you've got, even when the class is quiet, there's maybe like 20 guys on the mat.
Yeah.
And then on that mat, or the 20 guys, you've got 10 UFC fighters. Then you've got 10 other pro fighters that are possibly fighting on like LFA. They're fighting on Bellator. They're fighting on like big shows over there, you know what I mean? So,
and like, because they're massive cities over there, they could have like a couple, maybe even 3 massive gyms from one massive city. There's
a gym that they train at as well. It's mostly striking.
Right.
It's a CSA gym.
Okay.
You heard of them, no? Do you know Bolano? I follow him on Instagram, right? Dream Killer Bolanos, his name is. He fights for Bellator, but he's like unbelievable striker.
Right.
And if you follow them on Instagram, CSA gym, and they do like, I think they're based on Muay Thai, but they've got some like sick striking going on. Like,
right.
And a lot of the Team Alpha Male guys are going there to learn a wee bit of striking.
Right, okay.
One of the Team Alpha Male coaches, Alex Munoz, he does a wrestling class at the CSA gym, so I think that's how they sort of like cross-train now. And you get
crossing stripes.
Yeah, so you're getting guys from CSA gym coming over to Team Alpha Male to learn how to wrestle. So yeah,
it's only good like making those connections.
I think it's San Diego, which is maybe like
Giant Whale's vagina.
San Diego, I think it's a bit.
San Diego. It's an Anchorman joke. Sorry.
I don't know.
Have you never seen Anchorman?
Anchorman.
What?
Oh yeah, I've seen Anchorman. Yeah, but I can't remember. See, like lines of films and stuff like that.
You still joke to fucking hell.
Yeah. I can never remember lines of films. Unless it's Rush Hour, I could name every line.
Is that like your favourite movie?
I used to watch it like every weekend.
That's so stupid.
It's the best film ever.
Rush Hour 2 is better.
Rush Hour 2, Rush Hour 3. Any of these Rush Hours.
Yeah, it was a good movie. Yeah, so well, how does the sparring differ from here to there? Maybe not technique wise, but like how heavy they go, and because we were taught like to sort of
they definitely spar harder,
right.
100%. But I think it's the same in any gym really. I think we were just taught to like spar really light. But I think even the more that you spar with like the same guy, so it's like say you spar with like Dane. Like, when me and Dane spar, we know that we could hit each other quite hard without knocking each other out, you know what I mean? We're not going 100%, but we could still, like if I was to go and spar a random guy, I'd probably go in quite soft, you know what I mean? That's a nut sound, right? I'm not going soft.
Someone please quote that.
Okay, right. So, yeah, I'd probably start off hitting a lot less harder.
Okay. You saved yourself.
Yeah. So... Yeah, but then when you're sparring with guys, you get used to each other, hitting each other like as hard as you want, especially on the body. Like you could wail into the body.
Like kicks as well. Do you throw them
like
in hard?
Kicks.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been to a gym.
Not like fucking like
yeah,
trying to destroy it. It's weird because you know, like I know he could hit me hard, and I know I could hit him this hard. You know what I mean? Where it's like, or if you sometimes catch them like a really good one, you're like, oh sorry. You know what I mean?
Sorry, it's the
sorry man. You're
sorry.
Like, nah, don't be fucking sorry. Yeah. But yeah.
So would you say you benefit from that, doing it, like going to these places and doing
definitely.
it a bit harder?
The boxing see like sparring boxing, I hate it. Right? I hate sparring boxing. I think it's no use for MMA. I hate the distance. Obviously, being a grappler, I just want to fucking grab them and throw them in the head. But I think boxers seem to spar a lot harder.
Right, yeah.
Because there's like sparring on a Saturday morning, just boxing, and you get the boxing guys coming and they'll just like fucking wail, and you're like, fucking hell, man, calm down.
Yeah, it's funny that. I think it just shows you how sort of like a step back boxing is in time. You know, they're still training like that and hitting hard, but they're probably not fighting as often when they get, you know, to like a certain level. They're not fighting as much, but they're just...
See getting hit with the boxing gloves, you think it's going to be like better because it's bigger gloves? I think it's worse. I think getting hit with a boxing glove is worse. Like sometimes when you get hit with a boxing glove, you can feel your whole head like shake, whereas like sometimes you get hit with a wee glove, it's like sore. You know what I mean? It's like direct. So you get hit here, it's going to be direct to here. Whereas you got hit here with a boxing glove, it's going to like shake your whole head.
I guess with the leather as well, it can kind of sort of
I think it's like
affect your skin as well, I guess.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, like getting hit with a stone really hard, which is going to be hurt. Or getting hit with like a big, massive pole. You know what I mean? I think that's like the difference.
You go in slowly when you do it as well.
Always.
Yeah, but I remember I used to spar with your friend Rory back in the day, and we'd put the gloves on, and it would always feel worse when we come out of those sparring. Yeah. Not that we're trying to murder each other, but
Rory was.
He only has one gear, and it's fucking like fifth or first, but just redlighted it. And those early days when I was learning striking, we would just have these like 5 rounds of like 10-minute sparring, you know, and it was just, I felt my face was on a different planet. But then when you spar with the littler gloves, especially ones with the, what are they called, the
puffies.
8-ounce ones, the 8-ounce?
Yeah, puffies.
Yeah, the puffies. It's a different kettle of fish, especially when you're getting hit in there.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So have you been chilling out since you fought? Catching up on everything?
Game of Thrones, just eating really.
Yeah.
Did you see my calzone that I posted on?
I saw that, yeah. What was in it?
Right, so it's got doner meat.
Okay, that's a given.
Right. Chicken shawarma kebab.
Okay. Is that any good? Because I had it once.
That's amazing.
And it was really fatty. Is it supposed to be like that?
Yeah, that's what's good about it.
Boggin, man.
Nah, man, it's so good.
Chicken shawarma.
And like a lot of cheese. And there's a couple of veg and whatever in there as well. But it's like, this is just like a pizza with other stuff in the middle with another pizza on top. Obviously, a calzone's like a pizza folded in half.
Right.
But this is just another pizza on top.
So it's like a pizza burger.
Kinda, yeah. It's just a super calzone.
Super calzone fragilis.
That's it. So I was like cutting slices and I had like one slice of it. Man, but I continued to eat.
I'm surprised you managed to come down here, you know, a week after it. Or
I actually finished the rest of it yesterday. I had like a quarter left. So I'm not leaving this.
Do you know what?
Dieting Scott would be so ashamed.
I've been watching this professional eater on YouTube. His name Randy.
Eater?
Yeah.
See, that sounds like a...
He does all like the challenges.
Yeah, that sounds like something I can get into.
Randy. Who's it? Randy. Not Savage. Yeah. So generally, when I was leading up to my fights, because I was dieting, I would always end up watching Man vs. Food the week of my fight, just like slavering in a like coma, like a fake coma. You know when you like see something and you like feel it like going like down your no. That was it. You get like a carb coma and you're not even eating it. Yeah. And yeah, that's all I would do. Was Randy Santel. He just does all these food challenges on YouTube, and I think he's got like 400 of them that he's won.
What?
And then he goes around the world, doing like different ones.
How big is he?
He's like a big American looking sort of. He looks like an all-American guy. We'll see.
Is he like tall? I could just imagine him like 7 feet tall.
He does challenges with people who win the challenges in their individual countries, and they're all like this. And he looks like he's been on human growth hormone since he was like 5. 2 seconds. I hate these adverts on YouTube. As well.
YouTube Facebook's adverts as well, man. Can't even watch a funny video now.
I know, like they're trying to force you. Oh god, they're trying to force you to get the paid version. Is it? That's him there. He's taken on a double nickel challenge. So this was a few years ago. That's him there. We probably could speak over it anyway. But he's thin there. This was a couple of years ago. Now he's like fat. But he.
No wonder he was going to eat all this shit.
But he eats like a dinosaur. Look, he's like. Do you remember the dinosaur in Jurassic Park, the one that eats like leaves? It's like.
I'm sure. Is this the same guy that came over to Dundee? There's a guy that came over to Dundee. He was American.
It's probably
he wore the same vest.
He does this thing with his hat.
With his hat.
Yeah, that's him. Randy Santel.
Because it was what was the place that was called on?
Was it St Andrews? He did it.
No, it was. Dundee? I think he went to St Andrews as well, Rascals. But there was one in Dundee. It was like a 50-ounce steak or something.
Right. Okay.
I can't remember the name of the place. It was on Perth Road.
Was it not 70? So not 7 steak.
It was like ridiculous. It was like basically a cow on your plate.
But yeah, this is it was probably him because he goes around the world. He did one in Edinburgh that they filmed. It looked easy as fuck.
Yeah, so if he's came to Edinburgh, then he's probably went to Dundee.
He did Aberdeen.
He's probably done the whole of Scotland within about 2 days or something.
What's his name? Randy Santel. But yeah, watch it. It's so addictive. Just watching video after video.
I watched was it on Facebook, like Tasty? You ever seen that?
Is that the Munchies one?
Yeah, there's loads of them.
Okay.
There's loads of things. I've liked all the pages. So I've flicked through my Facebook and I'm like, oh, this cake looks so good. Like, this burger looks so good. This challenge looks so good. I'm like, I'm going to eat that. And I put it in my notes sometimes. And I'm like, right.
Well, like when you finish after your fight.
So after I've weighed in, after my fight, I'm like, right, I've got to eat all this shit.
Facebook can probably track when you're fighting just by the number of likes. You put like food things.
I used to hate like watching it, but now I sort of get like a wee bit of pleasure.
Some of these, a 92-ounce steak.
92 ounce.
He does like all these different. That's just fucking hell. More adverts. I'll probably have to pay for the real one eventually.
Need to.
But yeah, 92-ounce steak. But he eats like a baby dinosaur. It's weird. This is him kind of like now. He does a little prayer.
He does like a lot of fat out of.
He puts his hat. He looks like you when you came in the door, actually. But the way he eats is just unbelievable. But he has a tactic where he leaves the carb stuff to the end. So you'll eat all the meat first and then just look at me in it. Like he's literally just shoving it in there.
He's not even chewing it, man.
No. Like he must have to go to the doctor to check to see.
Imagine his shit. Imagine the shit he has after
It's
that.
like a massive doner kebab.
You need to step off it coming out of the toilet, man.
Yeah, so he does all the meat stuff first. But look at that. It's insane.
He's literally devoured that in a space of 5 minutes.
Do you think do you think he makes himself sick afterwards?
I don't know.
He must do.
It's nuts.
Because he like does 2 challenges sometimes, like a day. Like when he's in season. Yeah, he does it in a season. So it's basically
fat season.
he cuts weight essentially, goes rock climbing and all that during his off season, and then he starts his fat challenge.
I think there's like a certain thing you could do to help you eat so much food. I think like water loading. I'm pretty sure like water loading's one of them.
I'll just piss it all out.
Yeah, so like when you water load it, obviously expand your stomach. And I think like you're supposed to water load for like 3 days or something before. I'm pretty sure I read this somewhere. And you just like cut your water out and then you just start eating loads of food because your stomach's that big, but you've not actually ate nothing, so you're still hungry. You know what I mean? You
could do that if you were leading up to one challenge, but he's doing like maybe like a week of challenges, like every single day.
He's just huge.
He has to make himself sick or something.
He's a big guy.
Yeah, he's a monster.
7 foot or whatever he's.
But the guys in the other countries, like there's one in Thailand where he's like eating all the noodles and all that, and the guys that are competing with him are like this and beating them as well. Like it's so weird.
Beating him?
Yeah, beating him.
Oh, all right.
Just like the people who compete in the challenges around that area. But just because he's really good and he's done a lot of them, it doesn't mean that he's like super fast, you know. It's like you like on any given night, you know, he could lose or whatever, but he wins all the time.
That's pretty cool.
That
seems like my dream job. How do I get into this eating stuff?
Did you do any challenges? Have you done them? One ever?
I've done a few challenges. I've done the hot wings challenge over at Rascals.
No way.
It was like you burn your face off.
How many is it?
It was like 6, but they're like ridiculous. Loads of people have done it, but it was just like I actually like the next day had scabby lips. No joke. Like my lips here were like proper like peeling off.
How would you translate scabby for international?
Scabby.
Scabs? I think they say scab. Scabbed up.
Yeah.
I'm scabbed up. Won't let me.
I would say like,
so from eating it, you had like
the skin was like peeling off my lips the next day.
How can it be though? Because it's not.
Because it was so hot.
But it's not physically hot though.
No, but it was like scalding hot. It's a bit.
But that's just your,
when you rub a chili on you, because eating the wings, it's got other stuff on it. So,
but the sauce that's in it isn't actually physically hot though, is it?
I don't know.
It's just the sensation, like you're, you know,
it's literally burned my lips.
That's insane.
It's like acid.
Maybe you're licking them so much that they just came off.
Oh man! Like, see, after I ate them, I was like, I had my meal to finish after it. And I was like, can't touch my meal. I was like,
I feel like I could do it. I don't know which one I'd have to take on.
I love wings. I love hot wings.
Right.
I'm going to do some hot wings.
I can't do the sort of super hot stuff. You know, I eat chicken madras when I have curry, but that's pushing me to the limit. I think when it gets any more, I just can't do it.
Yeah.
But like just eating immense amounts of stuff, I can probably do.
Yeah.
I think I saw how he prepped actually. I think he eats like lettuce, like massive amounts of lettuce because it's
got water in it.
No calories. It's got water in it and it can fill his stomach and he can keep putting it in there. And
that sounds so bad. Eating loads of lettuce.
So did you manage to see Endgame? Yep.
No.
Are you a Marvel fan?
Kind of, but I've not seen the Infinity War.
Right.
It was one of these ones where I tried to watch it twice and I fell asleep. Twice. So
did you go to the cinema and fall asleep?
No, I think it was on Sky. I think I tried to watch it twice. It's just like, and Joe's not really into Marvel either. So.
Oh really? I thought she was right into it.
Nah, she's just like Harry Potter daft and
said no one ever.
I mean, it's just like it's weird because Amy, her sister, she's right into that, and her boyfriend Scott, like they're like geeks on that stuff,
right? And
they're like, you need to watch Endgame. You need to watch Endgame. So I'm trying to get her to watch it. I've seen like a couple of the Thors. I've seen the Captain Americas and that. But see, like things, I always forget shit, man.
I know.
I'll watch films like, and then maybe 2 weeks later, I'm like, oh, I can't remember what happened in that film. But then I watch it again. I'm like, oh, I remember this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because leading up to it, all like the Infinity War, leading up to it, I'd sort of somewhat forgotten what had happened through all the movies. So I had to go through and watch them all. And then,
what ones would you recommend to watch before that?
Before Infinity War?
Endgame.
Oh, Endgame, Infinity War.
Apart from that. Because I got told I had to watch Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Not really.
I've seen Ant-Man.
Yeah.
I've not seen the Wasp one as well.
Yeah. You should do that beforehand, then watch Captain Marvel for context.
Yeah, I've not seen that either.
Because
is that the one women one?
Yeah. There's loads of lady ones. What do you mean? You just being sexist? Sexist MMA fighter, shocker. Yeah, it was okay. It was good. Wasn't the best, but you have to watch it before in Endgame, because she appears in Endgame and she wasn't in Infinity War, so you have to kind of just to catch up. But I love the Guardians of the Galaxy just in general. Like those ones are awesome. The Captain America ones are just fucking amazing.
Yeah, they were good
because they're supposed to be lame. Like Captain America is supposed to be like this lame goody two shoes. You know, he's like fucking yes sir, no sir, and then they just did such a good job with him. Like they wrote an amazing dark script, made him complex, made most of his stories about sort of morals as well, but how they've changed over time because he's frozen and then, you know, he became...
So come back to life.
Yeah. So yeah, I think they did the best job for that. Black Panther, I liked initially, but
I've seen that.
I don't know. On reflection, I didn't really enjoy it as much the second time. It was just a bit boring to me. It's a bit slow. I liked Black Panther when he was in Avengers though, or no, Captain America. That was amazing.
I think I've seen that, didn't I?
It's the one where they're in Berlin and he's running down the road after Bucky. Is it Bucky?
Guy with a metal arm, is it?
Yeah. The metal arm.
Is it a metal arm he's got?
No, it is, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
This is your very descriptive, Scott.
Yeah. I can never like remember names and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that.
It's funny how you're into like Game of Thrones and then you just can't go that step further for Marvel.
No, like I've seen like all the Iron Mans and all the stuff. Like I like Marvel and stuff.
Yeah.
More of a Batman kind of guy, to be honest. But
it tends to be that's it. Eh? Like some people are DC people and then some people are sort of Marvel. Generally.
Yeah. See what I've just recently started watching actually. Team Titan.
Teen
Team Titans.
Team Titans.
But it's like you get like a cartoon version.
Okay.
Which is what my son watches. So I was like, right, I'll stick this on. It's on Netflix.
Right.
So I was like, I'll stick this on. It's like an adult version. I was like, I'll be able to watch this. Let's put it on, right? Luckily he wasn't watching because like it ended up like I can't remember the girl's name. There's a girl that's basically got a cloak up and stuff, right? She's like possessed or whatever it is, and she starts like making this guy like spew up blood and stuff. And I was like,
fucking hell.
I was like, oh, fucking hell.
What time did you start watching that? Like in the morning?
This was like, I'd say maybe at 6 o'clock.
Right, okay.
But it was like Arlo was just getting ready for his bed. You know what I mean? I was going to let him watch it. I was like, thank God he never watched this. And he would have had nightmares. But yeah, it seems pretty good.
Yeah.
It's kind of a bit cheaty, but it's kind of good at the same time. It's like...
was there not talk of, Ian Glenn, the guy that plays...
so it's about like Robin and...
Batman. Like the younger sort of...
It's not Batman. It's just like Robin... Beast Boy or something.
Beast Boy.
There's like a couple other wee dudes.
So yeah, Ian Glenn, the guy that plays... What is it? He's in Game of Thrones. And he's in the new Titans as the new Batman. Yeah. He's voicing it. You know, the guy that plays...
Yeah, so
what's his name?
I've not seen that.
You know, the Team Titans. Is it Team Titans?
Is this the right one?
So that guy.
Let me see. Yeah.
So he's going to be playing Batman in the Team Titans.
Right, it's a new film. Right?
What's the one you watch called?
This is just like, I think it's Team Titans, but it's just like a Netflix series.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that the same thing?
Yeah, he's going to be on the animated one.
So I only watched like the one episode.
So he's going to be the voice of Batman eventually. But that'll be good, but kind of strange. So I'm kind of pissed off, and I'm not really vented at this point, but about Game of Thrones actually. Just I thought season 7 was amazing as a whole, and then just the first episode of this season, the newest season, was great. Like when they all meet up and they're all just having a laugh and drinking and all this. Second episode, was that the one where the battle? Was the second one the battle? Yeah. No. Second one was, I think. Third one with the battle. And then
you annoyed
the
way he died.
The whole episode was great until the very end. And then just I don't know. Like they were billed to be the big bad for the whole.
Yeah, I think he could have went out a different way, to be honest.
I think they should have went to Cersei first, fought Cersei and whatever, and then the follow of that was you're having to defeat the White Walkers with a sort of battered band of heroes, and then that would have been the last bit. And then I think Bran should turn out to be the Night King.
There you go.
But it's just so frustrating. Like
it is quite like it was just like over.
Yeah.
But he could have like
essentially
fight or something, or
essentially spunked their load too early.
Yeah. But still a good episode.
Yeah. I mean, it was amazing. And the last episode, it wasn't really. I don't know. I think we're going to see the Mad Queen.
Did you see the coffee?
Everyone was freaking out about this.
Yeah.
Like the coffee cup. I don't know, do you think it was on purpose?
I do. I says that to Joe. I was like, I reckon that's like a publicity stunt. So they've made out that it's not, but everybody's now speaking about the coffee cup on Twitter. So everybody's now speaking about Game of Thrones. So I think that's deliberate.
I think everyone was speaking about Game of Thrones in the first place.
Yeah, but I think more people are now.
And Starbucks as well. It's like terrible. Like you think they would have better
Starbucks
taste?
Is good coffee, man.
Terrible.
Good coffee.
I like the coffee. What's the other one that has the machines in the petrol stations?
Oh,
Costa.
I hate that.
The machine in the petrol station is good. It's much better than the going in store. But it's not. It's a machine coffee. You get what you're
must
getting.
Have different coffee taste to me.
I'm drinking out of a bloody cafetiere. What?
Well, I much prefer Starbucks to Costa. I hate Costa. It's someone ashy about the taste. It's weird.
Are you a Pizza Hut guy?
No, I hate Pizza Hut.
Oh, good. Well. What kind of pizza are you?
I like Domino's, but couscous. If you're in Dundee, couscous cuisine.
Couscous?
That's where I got that calzone.
Right. Is it good?
They do best pizzas in Dundee.
Right, okay.
And they're cheap. And they go 18-inch.
That's what she said.
Yeah, but funny. they're to me is the best pizza in Dundee. Like so good.
What's good about it?
I don't know. It's just like it's not too thin. It's not too doughy. It's like just like perfect.
Yeah, it's so
it's
like
just everything that you want in a pizza.
As I've gotten older, I don't know if this is the same for you, but I have become more fussy about my pizzas because I used to just be like, oh, I love Domino's. That's all I would eat.
I'll just eat it now.
And then now I don't like thick sort of crust. I like it sort of thinnish, and then really good ingredients. Apart from kebab, obviously.
What I do is I get a spicy vegetarian,
right?
But then put chicken on it.
Is that what you call your wife?
She's vegan.
A spicy vegetarian.
That's another thing. I can't get pizzas and that with my wife and kids because vegans, obviously.
Do they eat as well, vegan?
So they can't eat cheese.
Right.
So they can't get nothing for couscous. So it's usually like a solo pizza for me.
Sad. Cried into your pizza.
So they were getting you ever had Papa John's?
I've heard of it, yeah.
They were getting Papa John's because they do like vegan cheese pizzas. But I'm not a fan of Papa John's.
Yeah.
It's like a really cheap version of Domino's.
Yeah.
With shit sauce to dip into. But my wife loves the sauce.
Really?
Yeah, it's just like a really, really garlicky sauce.
Right.
I'm just not into that kind of sauce.
What do you have with your pizza then?
I do have a garlic sauce, but it's like this is like basically raw garlic.
Yeah.
You're like dipping into raw garlic. It's
smushing a garlic into your pizza.
Super strong. Like really garlic. Like I like maybe like a garlic and herb dip or whatever.
Yeah.
But this is like just because it's suitable for vegans. There must not have like a cream in it or something.
Right.
So it's like strong.
Like the mayo part of it.
Yeah. It's like it misses that mayonnaise.
I'm not a big fan of mayo though. Like people love it over here. Yeah. Like mayonnaise and chips and all that. And I'm starting to warm to it, but I don't get it. I'm not a fan of it.
I'm a fan of mayonnaise and chips over in Holland. Mm-hmm. It's a different kind of mayonnaise for some reason.
Is it?
Yeah. That's where I discovered mayonnaise and chips over there. And I was like, this is good shit.
Yeah. Is it good?
Yeah. I don't know what's different about it. It's just like, it's more like, instead of like a white mayonnaise, it's like a yellowy colour.
Right.
But I don't know.
Sounds weird.
Yeah. Special ingredients.
Is it vegan friendly?
Special ingredients. But that was like years ago for the last time I was over in Holland.
And what's that dynamic like with most of your family on that side are all vegan, and then it's you that's sort of training and eating your meat, and did they look at you as if you're like weird?
Not really. I think I was used to it, but
yeah,
I'll eat a lot of vegan stuff. You tend to just eat what's there. My wife's she'll probably kill me for saying this, but she's not exactly the healthiest vegan.
Right.
They eat loads of bread and they'll eat like crisps that are super vegan and like things like that. She does obviously she eats like a lot of chickpeas and stuff. Yeah. I like chickpeas, but eating them every day is like disgusting.
It's all about how you prepare it as well. Like if someone knows how to cook properly, vegan stuff can be really good. It's just how you like season it and all this. Like tofu, like I like it if it's seasoned and all that and just cooked.
I genuinely like, ever since I've started fighting and weight cutting, I appreciate food so much better. Like I'll literally eat anything. I never used to eat fish.
Yeah.
Fish is still like a touchy subject. It's like I don't like prawns. And
you don't like prawns?
No, I don't like prawns. There's something about that's like too crunchy.
What, you just eat them raw? Straight out of the sea?
Just like
Smeagol.
But then I never even used to eat fish at all. But now I've came around to eating like, I'll eat salmon, I'll eat cod, I'll eat like loads of fish now, you know what I mean? Apart from prawns. That's
the great thing about training though, is when I started going to the gym, I was just like a fucking supreme fussy eater. Like I wouldn't eat any kind of meat unless it was like burgers, not like from just like ones that were in a packet out of the fucking farm food.
Rustler burgers.
Yes,
that's when I was older. I used to live on Rustler's burgers and super noodles, man. Like
when I was 18, that's all I would eat. Super noodles,
just quick
potato
food.
waffles,
just quick food, man.
Potato waffles. Do you like a bit of potato waffles? But when I went to the gym, I started seeing it as like
microchips,
fuel, microchips. They're not small; they're just in the microwave. But yeah, like once you start going to the gym, you just see it as fuel more. Yeah. And then I just started eating everything just because I was trying to fuel my body. And then through that, I just enjoy it now. Like, I wouldn't have steak or anything when I was younger.
No.
Fish. I love fish and I love prawns and all that. But it's just like mashed potatoes and whatever I could eat that was soft, I guess.
Typical Scottish.
Yeah, like totally. And bread. I'm like, fucking hell. I remember making like ketchup pizzas. Did you ever do that?
Here's one of the guys.
Like at Mother's...
A lot of people have done that, but that's just...
Mother's Pride. You know, the Scottish stuff that you get with the massive heel. Butter. This was if no one was home. Because I would have got slapped if I was eating this in front of anyone. But butter and then ketchup. Cut it in half.
It's not for me.
And I always would get like severe heartburn after. Even at like 8, I was like, I had heartburn. I was like, fuck this. Some people put like sugar on a sandwich with butter.
What?
Yeah. I think it's a North American thing. I think my girlfriend does it. Or did it when she was younger. I'm
like into like peanut butter jelly, as the Americans call it.
Yeah, I never.
Peanut butter jam.
Had you had it before?
Yeah, I've always thought it. I like it. I like peanut butter and banana as well. It's good.
I kind of
like on a piece.
You mean a sandwich?
Sandwich bread.
I was put off by bananas for years because I don't know if I told this story on the show, but it was when my dad's wife at the time, she was this American lady and she was from Louisiana, so it's all sort of fried stuff that she was making because she lived over here. And she made me fried banana one night. Ate it. I thought it was amazing. Whatever. Woke up the next day feeling like dog shit, like really bad. And I had to go to school, like high school. I must have been like 15 maybe. All day I'm not feeling right, not feeling right. Get to geography. My mouth starts watering. You know that feeling when you're going to be sick?
I got that on Monday.
Not kebab induced. So my mouth's watering. I put my head down to sort of like spit on the floor, like my head on my arm on the desk, so I didn't like no one would see me sort of like salivating on the floor like Gollum. And I was like, my teacher at the time, my geography teacher, Mr. Anderson, was like one of the most sort of like joking sort of teachers, always joking around. And I was like, Mr. Anderson, can I go to the bathroom? He's like, I don't know, can you? Like, just let me go. I was like, I'm going to spew my hip, let me go. And he's like, right, on you go. So run down the stairs, open the double doors just before I get to the bathroom, and then I spew everywhere on the floor in the middle of the hallway. Just as I open the doors, the fucking spew is coming out between them, like 2 meters from the toilet. And the Johnny comes round the corner and he's like, I'm not fucking cleaning that up. And I left. But there was bits of banana in it, and I could see that. And I was like, that put me off banana for life.
That was it.
Even though it was like a stomach bug, I guess.
Never eaten fried banana again.
No, don't do it.
You ever had a battered banana?
No.
I don't know. I didn't really enjoy it.
What about battered Mars bar? That's like
that's like
standard.
Scald in your mouth.
Have you had it?
I've had it.
Do you like it?
It's not my go-to, like, but I did have one. One time when I bit into it, it's like the whole roof of my mouth was like on fire. I had a bit into it, not realizing it was going to be as hot. All the skin from the top of my mouth came off. Everything. It was horrible.
It's like a Ginster's pasta in the microwave.
Do you see that, what's his name? Hugh Jackman's over in Scotland.
Oh yeah, he's in Glasgow.
And he was eating like fried pizza and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, he's in Glasgow doing a run of shows for the Showman?
Great Showman.
Have you seen it?
I've been in the same room when it was on.
I thought you were at the play or something.
I'm like,
it's not my thing.
No, it was on. I was like,
it's so weird that he's doing a run of shows in Scotland, like Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, Hugh Jackman.
But yeah, it's just like it's kind of, I don't know, like it's sold out as well. It's supposed to be doing really well.
What's your kids in that love it like?
That's weird.
Imagine people that do like it, like adults. Joe likes it.
Has she been at the show?
My tattooist Callum likes it. He's saying it was he loves it. He loved that film, man.
It's just because he's a big, hard-looking tattooed guy does not mean that.
I'm just saying
if he likes it,
there's adults that like it.
Doesn't mean he has a great opinion by proxy.
Oh, there you go.
No, like I'm sure it's great, but it's not my thing.
No, it's not for me.
Have you ever been to a musical?
No.
Like seen a show, theatre, or anything?
A theatre when I was like young, but
where you see Wizard of Oz?
I don't even know. It's just a typical like he's behind you.
That's a pantomime.
That's a pantomime. Yeah. Oh, I've not seen a show that. I don't know. What did I see? Yeah, it was just pantomimes probably that I was thinking of.
Right.
I can't even think of a show that I've been to.
The place I come from in Scotland, Blairgowrie, it has the worst pantomime show. but it's been going strong for years. Everybody goes with their kids at the winter, but it's terrible. Like they don't even have like live music. It's all tracks, and they don't have mics, and they have like
like miming.
The choir's
a lot of people on stage.
But the choir generally has to be kids, and then it has like, because there's not enough people coming to be to act in it. There's like 5 really old people just like dressed up like a young one, you know, with like crop tops on and bloody Sinbad trousers, and it's just weird. And then a bunch of little kids, but it's just terrible. I don't know how they keep going on.
Yeah,
I think the first time I went to the theatre though was Dundee Rep. The first thing I saw was Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz?
Yeah, when I was younger.
I've been meaning to go to one. I'm going to go to one soon.
Do you know what's amazing? Oh, I went
next month. I'm going to go to one. And I'll just say so.
What are you going to see?
It's a secret. It is a secret.
Are you? This is weird.
No, it's just like someone I know is in it. But that one person that's in it does not want anybody to know.
Joe.
No.
The other one.
Someone else.
Okay.
But
Slowly.
They're not wanting
Adam.
They're not wanting anybody to go and see them.
I can keep going all night. Guess
I'll just keep ignoring you.
You've been kicked in the stomach and you had a stone face. You're going to be able to.
So I'll just keep staring out the window.
Who is it? Male or female?
It's no one.
Aria. Come on.
I can't.
You can't just say that. Okay. Tell me after.
I'll tell you after.
I'll keep the mic rolling.
Right after.
after
the show.
Yeah, so man, that's I think it's an hour and a half now.
Good, man.
Thanks for coming on, man. It's great to speak to you. Do you want to thank anybody or say anything or promote anything like your gym?
Yeah, just if you're in Perth, Omega Gym. It's not open yet, but it will be hopefully by the end of the year. Just thanks to all my sponsors. You know who you are. I'm not going to say them because I'll probably forget somebody and they get really mad. But just thanks again for everybody. Thanks for everybody coming to my fight.
Yeah.
It was great. I appreciate all the support. So yeah, thanks.
That's good.
And thanks for being on the show.
Good platform for saying it as well, because you can it's hard to thank everyone individually or whatever. Yeah, thanks a lot, and for everyone listening and watching, I'll see you next week.